had learned about solar hot water as a opportunity to save even more than we do with just the regular weatherization work in terms of the dollars spent on solar, on domestic hot water. But even more importantly to me was the idea that we needed to use renewable energy wherever we can, and that the weatherization program provided a great testing ground for renewable energy and had not really been used for that before. So we primarily use the state weatherization program, which includes DOE funding and heat funding in the state. Combined lets us spend $6,500 a unit, and the amount of work, first priority, of course, before you get renewables, is to make sure a building has all the energy efficiency stuff done. And so these buildings became good candidates because after all the energy efficiency work was done, there were still dollars to be able to do this. Also, we worked closely with the supplier of the system, the solar thermal system, in this case is Earthkind, a company that has really pioneered the introduction of solar thermal in New York State. And we have and their people came and trained our crew to be able to do the installation, and were really critical to making this work.
These are the four solar collectors. The estimated size is 8 feet by 4 feet. They weigh approximately 100 pounds each. So it takes like about 4 guys to bring one panel up through the hallway. There is other ways that you could get it up, which using a boom truck, but it wasn't available at that time. Now these panels is what collect the UV ray, which heats the propylene glycol and sends it back down to the heat exchanger. The panels works 2 panels in conjunction with each other, which means that the propylene glycol comes through one panel, goes through the panel, heats up, goes through the other panel, heats up, comes back out, and connects to the other panel in series and goes back downstairs. There is a sensor, which you will see later on, that connects to the panel. That sensor senses when there is a difference between the inside temperature and the outside temperature. So if the outside temperature in the panel is higher than the inside temperature, it tells the unit downstairs that we have hot water. So it turns on the system and heats up the water and distributes it to the building. That's basically how the system works.
It really is very interesting. When you think about it, we took guys who have good manual skills but had never done anything like this, and were able to do this installation with the help of the manufacturer and a little bit of training and technical assistance on the site. The crew was excited about being able to do this. We also had a session after it where my crew guys told the manufacturer ways that they could improve what they were doing so it would be easier to install.
This takes about 3 to 4 days to install from start to have the system up and running. This here is a solar thermal hot water system, right? It's basically using the sun to produce domestic hot water. What we have here is a system that's divided into two. We have a part of the system here, these lines that I'm touching here, is some lines that goes up to the solar collectors on the roof, which contains propylene glycol, which heats up, pass through this system here, which is called the energy pack, heats up the domestic hot water, which comes through this line here and back into the storage tank. Once there is hot water in the storage tank, it then goes to the next tank over to my left here. I don't know if you could see it, which then distributed the hot water to the building. So the tenants then has domestic hot waters to use for your domestic uses, which is cooking, shower, etc.
We think as the buildings get larger, you will get a better return on investment and use more hot water. Where it's pretty difficult to make it work on a one-family home if you're going to try to cost justify it. There are other good reasons for it. I don't want to go off, but I really think the time has come for the weatherization program to look beyond the economics and start saying that there's certain things society needs to have happen. One of them is more renewables, and one of the things we don't factor in when we do SIRs is the benefit to society. We just look at the cost to the owner.